Coming in. Oh, there he is. Giovanni Perillo already on the mat. Didn't see him. He moved too quickly. Taking out Nicolas Falcone. Wearing the white rash guard. Giovanni with the black rash guard.
I believe he's being cornered by Drew, which is competing later.
And let's go to the official introduction.
In the blue corner, Giovanni Perillo. And fighting out of the red corner, he's a veteran, Nicolas Falcone.
Just looking at Nicolas, Jack, you see he's very lanky, you see very fun. You can see a fun matchup here. And pulling guard right from the start,
right
Jay.
away, yeah.
I know you're a fan of that. You've been calling for it. Oh, now we're talking. Great matchup.
Yeah.
Scrambling right from the beginning. Nothing left out here.
I just saw Saquon Barkley do that in a football game not too long ago, and Nicolas just tried to pull the backwards hurdle off to a back take.
Right from the start, we're getting to the action. There's no feeling out process. Let's get rocking and rolling, boys.
And I believe Nicolas's partners competed twice already, and then I think Drew competes later on in the card.
That's great, right? And I mean, you don't want to be that one guy or girl in the team that goes to that loss. So you get all of that full support. You want to go home as your entire team gets a victory. So when you have that full support there in the corner, that gives you that top motivation. Quick, fast pace from both these men. But, oh boy, look at that. Right from the start.
Nick's definitely going for the
He's a
exciting
showman.
points. He's a showman. But they're dangerous too. Those attacks are dangerous as well. You know,
absolutely. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be very confident in what you do.
But you could almost tell when the way he came out, super loose and, and just kind of
You knew that he was going to deliver a show.
Yeah. Like he's going to go for it, and he's not worried about it going one way or the other.
Yeah, they're not conservative about their fight game. They're coming here to get a W.
You know, this is kind of true, though, for the lightweights. The lighter weight guys are always much faster and like less stalling positions. They just have gas tanks for days. And both of these guys seem to be fairly young, too, right? So that plays into a role as well.
And now for those watching, right, that maybe are your casual
he's
MMA
got
guys that the ankle lock.
He's going for Naoki, I think.
I think it's in that ankle right there on the side. For those watching, right, on Flow, they're your typical MMA fans, boxing fans. You know, the type of training you do for a competition, how does that differ compared to, say, just MMA or boxing or another combat sport?
Your typical MMA camps are approximately 12 weeks long, and they're tedious, long. Around you're in 3 5-minute rounds, and it's wrestling, boxing, stand-up, Jiu Jitsu. So I think Jiu Jitsu camps, depending on the level of the promotion that you're working in or looking at, you know, those camps could be shorter, could be hobbyists just jumping into tournaments. Your ADCC guys, your guys that are looking to try to do the trials, your Pan Nogi or IBJJF Worlds, those guys are putting in camps. They're doing camps as well. That's a pretty good straight ankle here. I don't know if he's got the right angle on it though, but.
Oh boy, both of them here hanging on to something. Both these are looking each other sharp.
You know, so without heel hooks, you're going to see more toe holds, Iokis, and
for Nicolas here, it's a very dangerous position here. What does he do? He just keeps on rolling, pushing off with his right foot.
He doesn't quite have the right angle. And I think Nick's doing a good job of just keeping that angle, that foot just slightly to an angle where it's not putting. It probably doesn't feel good for sure by any means, but he's doing a really good job of fighting through the pain. And that braking mechanics might not be.
And every time I saw that matchup with Gabby and Craig Jones,
yeah,
I was just like, oh my God, you're gonna break it. It's just so scary, man, when you watch that stuff. So you have practice with good flexibility in this sport. As we're heading out 2 minutes now, 2-minute mark. A little bit of the flashiness obviously has calmed down with Nicolas.
Yeah, Giovanni's holding that straight ankle grip, which is harder to escape the straight ankle grip. Now he's got to escape. Yep.
And now he's coming up
now
with his own attempt here, and they still walked right into it.
He.
Take the foot off the hip. Foot off the hip.
So when you say take your foot off the hip, is that's where he can't extend it out and put the pressure that he wants to get on it.
Now for Nicolas, he does have that hook there. Well, he had the hook. Well, he does have the hook.
He's going
what
for
does he
now.
do there?
Now Nick's countering with a toe hold. What he wants to do here is bend his leg and get his heel to his butt. If he can bend his heel and get his heel to his butt, he's going to put a lot of pressure on the ankle.
And you know, unlike your training in the gym, right? These guys, you heard the corner, hey, rip it, break it. It's a matchup.
So to finish some of these footlocks and stuff, like more so like straight, like your straight ankles and that stuff, in competition, you almost have to sometimes break it because guys are
they're not gonna, yeah, they're just gonna tap.
They're withstanding the pain compliance. They're fighting through it, especially these veterans and first responders, right? Like they have a pretty high pain tolerance.
At the same time, you do have to give them credit because, listen, you can hurt yourself here, right?
Right.
And that is their livelihood. This is what they do. This is their paycheck. And they're putting their lives on the line for something that they love to do, to compete, to test themselves. And tomorrow they got to show up.
And I don't even know who is going to win this match. I mean,
very, very even.
They both had, even though Giovanni had the longer attempt at the footlock, Nick's couple attempts were like the Aoki, and those are probably more dangerous right off the bat. So, like, I don't know, it's going to be close.
As we're headed now to the 5-second mark, that is it. It's so much action, you forget about the timing.
Yeah.
We're going to net out now to the referee for his decision to see who took this.
This was like a 100-yard dash for 6 minutes.
But very even, Steven. See much of the respect for both men. Let's find out the official results.
Make your decision. Your winner, Giovanni Perillo.
And I can see why, Jay. You know, very close.
The crowd won that one.
Yeah. And if you did not enjoy this